Okay, good morning. Good morning. This is Debbie Davis. It is November 22nd. Okay, several things going on. Okay, and I wanted to tell people what happened. Okay, when I have this is a blood pressure medication, and when I tried to call the VA Minneapolis, this is propanolol is a blood pressure and anxiety medication that I've been prescribed for several years. Okay, then when I tried to call the VA Minneapolis, I think it was a little over a week ago, and I knew I had refills, and sure enough, it says I have 2 refills left. I knew I had several refills, but then whoever I talked to on the phone said I didn't have any refills left, and that they couldn't send me anything. Well, I finally did get something, and it says that I have refills left, which I knew I did. So now I know for sure that whoever I spoke to at the okay, like you're not even I'm not even sure if I'm reaching the real VA when I make phone calls, because I've had for many years now. I have this Optum company, the CIA companies, they bypass my phone calls to CIA people. So I believe that I wasn't even talking to a real pharmacist when I called the other day. Okay, so we have an extremely extreme emergency going on, and apparently the whole VA system was down just a few days ago. I don't know what happened there, but we have an absolute national emergency going on in Minnesota. These people are so dangerous here. Tim Walz and Omar and it's the Democrats here that, I mean, they absolutely have proven their malicious intents towards me, and it's been going on for years. I mean, they absolutely have proven this, that they are malicious and seditious. So and the FBI is in on it. Okay, so when I showed the video a few days ago about how I had a black helicopter flying over here, and that was the same day I had state police going by. These are just, me out walking around different places, and so as you know, I talked about how Alice Dark also had these FBI helicopters flying over her head. Okay, so there's other issues that I've had with the FBI that I want to remind people. And the FBI was notified when on that video that I just showed a few days ago, where that hacker uncovered that website on the dark web, and he said that he had tried to inform the FBI and several local news agencies, and nobody got back to him. So we got an issue with the FBI there. Okay, right. Okay, so then I wanted to remind people of this video that I did 5 years ago now. 5 years ago, where I had literally had death threats when I got back from Arizona. It's called Showing Proof of Harassment Against Me from the Deep State. This was from 5 years ago.
Doing a video
Showing
tonight,
proof. Okay,
Wednesday, May 27th.
So this was 2021, I believe.
So I did a video a few weeks ago.
Okay, so
They did absolutely nothing. The Phoenix Police.
okay, so
Watching me. Why are you following me?
I'm going to show these death threats that I have. Show
Don't
this
see
on
it coming is what.
Okay, the
These are threatening
death
messages.
threats that I showed to the FBI here in Minneapolis that were right on my phone. You can see this on this video. I'll include the link.
After me. So hopefully.
Okay.
Phone. So let's see if I can.
Okay, so I'm going to show these. Okay.
Debbie Davis. John is gonna take you down before he dies.
John is going to
I'm not
take you
gonna show
down.
the
Does
rest
that mean
of
John
what was on
McCain?
here, but these are text messages.
Text messages that I
from
had
my,
received
phone.
when I got back
that's
from Arizona.
From a deep state agent that John McCain sent after me. So hopefully,
It says John is
Yeah,
going to
that
take you
was-
down, Debbie Davis.
that was one of the threatening text messages.
This was all shown to the FBI in 2016.
Then there's more here. You know, they're going to take you down. This is right from my phone. They don't
These were
care. They're
death
gonna
threats
take
that I
you
showed
down.
to the
These
FBI
are
and the Phoenix
threatening
police.
messages. Okay, and you won't see it coming, is what they said. It says on here, and then this is me having a conversation with one of the deep state agents, trying to figure out who he was. They were texting me, and I said, "Why are you watching me? Why are you following me?" And stuff like that. And I said, "Why are you following me? I know you're following me. Are you black ops or something?" And then he got mad at me, and he says, "Oh, by the way, there's a surprise for you on your phone. I hope you can accept videos." John says there's a surprise for you. I hope you can accept videos. You can see it right there.
So this was like
John,
maybe
he's referring
some
to
kind
John
of
McCain.
entrapment
It's on
video
the
that maybe
bottom
they were
there.
trying to do. I don't know.
Okay. I
See,
don't know
this
what
is
that
they're
was
all about
but,
entrapment.
I don't know what that was about. Maybe they were trying to entrap me on something. I don't know what that was about. Okay. But these are threats that I have.
Okay, so that was that was when I first got back from Arizona. I had showed all of those to the police and the FBI. Okay, FBI did nothing. Okay. Then if you remember, remember the situation with Mike Lindell, as like Mike Lindell here, he in 2022, September 13th, 2022, he was served a search warrant in Mankato, Minnesota at a Hardee's, okay, by the Hardee's drive-through. Okay, what authorized this search warrant? You know, we these are things we need to question the FBI. As you know, Mike Lindell was a supporter of Trump, so I believe this was political targeting. Is there some kind of reason that reasonable cause for the search warrant? Mike Lindell didn't do anything wrong. He's the My Pillow guy. Okay, but I honestly, there has the thing that is more concerning. Okay, I believe this is political targeting by the FBI, but also I believe that it's also constitutional violations, which I have mentioned before, because you have a right to to be secure in your home and property. Without unreasonable search and seizures, and that was an unreasonable search and seizure. They had no reason to do so. He didn't do anything wrong, just because he's a supporter of Trump. Okay, the Democrats are behind this here, and I believe they ordered that to happen to him. But but on top of it, there hardly hasn't been any appearances of Mike Lindell since 2022. Okay, and then when I went over there to, he's got a warehouse. When I went over to the warehouse, and there's a store, My Pillow store. You can buy some things, and I asked, I said, have you ever met him? And they said no. They said they know that they've never met him, and it's like, this guy has his manufacturing here, and you've never met him. Okay, so we don't even know if the real Mike Lindell is around anymore. Okay, I do believe that, I don't believe he's been seen since he was supposedly had this search warrant against him in 2022. Okay, I don't think we really have the real Mike Lindell around anymore, and you hardly see any of his commercials anymore. I believe something has happened to him. Okay, and once again, this would involve the people in Minnesota, political targeting, and the FBI being used, and the police and things like this. Okay, so, and then as you know, I had this thing with my car, and you know, and this has gone on with my car now for over a year and a half, and so I bring it into the Kia dealership, and you know, I paid $200 one time, and then I pay $75 another time. I still have all of the check engine lights on, that were on when I went in there. They, you know, they'll go off, they'll reset them, they do something to reset them, and then they all come right back on. So I'm not really sure what I'm paying for exactly. Am I paying for exploratory surgery, or is this a dealership that is actually supposed to know what they're doing? Okay, this is this political targeting of my vehicle. Okay, okay, and so this is these are constitutional violations against my vehicle. Okay, you know, they didn't tell me anything. You know, you're supposed to be able to know why these lights are come on. The lights don't come on for no reason on your car, and they should be able to figure out what each light means and how to take care of it. No, they didn't tell me anything. Neither dealership. They're just absolutely just want to take my money, and then the same exact thing is happening. So I know they are not doing anything, and I know they're working with this political targeting with all these agencies, and it's making me very scared to drive my car. Okay, we did look inside to see if there could be, you know, from what we could tell, where there would be some kind of a kill switch. We looked in there, we didn't see anything that looked like a kill switch, so I believe it's something that is on the computer. So, and I know it involves the state police, because I saw the state police driving right into that car X where this was put on a year and a half ago or so. They drove right into the car X right after I was there, and spoke to the manager there. So I know it was intentional, and I know the state police, I mean, they just openly pulled right in right as I was leaving. So that's why I know they were in on it. Okay. So my car's had problems ever since. Okay. But then the other thing that I have going on is we have so I've had several situations where I'm at here where they said, well, right now the situation that I have is that they said they're going to they're spraying, and nobody requested the spraying. And then and it's not like we have notes on our door and that they're going to spray the hotel. You know, no, nobody requested the spraying, and all of a sudden they want to come out and they're saying they're spraying, and I don't feel comfortable with that at all. I believe this is, and plus I have some chemical sensitivities, and we are supposed to have the right to opt out, and nobody requested this spraying, and now they're trying to force this spraying on us. I believe this is very dangerous. I believe this is going to be one of the attempts where they try to poison a bunch of us and spread diseases. So I think that we need to be very concerned about any kind of a spraying anywhere that's going on anywhere in the state right now. I don't think any of this spraying should be happening right now, because I believe that there's an ulterior motive behind the spraying, and that they're going to attempt to try to put diseases in the sprays. Nobody requested this spraying, and they're just trying to force this upon us, and and nobody requested it. Okay, so we have this going on. It's very concerning right now, and then another thing that happened here was they tried to put a convicted felon, some convicted felons, like, in this area here right near. It's just like, since when are hotels, public hotels, an area, like, are they a halfway house now? Or, how are you allowed to put, a felon that's just gotten out of prison, like, how are you allowed to put them right next to the public? That was another thing we have happening. that we had it happening in like a couple months ago, where they tried to put a convicted felon, in in these public hotels. They're trying to put, I don't know where they normally go, but they shouldn't go in a public hotel right next to regular people, and then we have that going on. Okay, these are dangerous, dangerous times, and so yeah, I would be very concerned, because they're already saying that they're going to try to spread, they were in Patrick Humphrey's videos and stuff like that. They were already saying, they're going to try to spread these, that they think that there's these tick-borne things that are going to start happening, and deadly things in the food where you could die from. Okay, I believe this spraying is an attempt to spread something, and we do not feel comfortable with it at all. And I would say that everybody should make a stand against this right now, because I believe that this is how they're going to try to spread things. And like I said, nobody requested it. Nobody requested it.